And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at 1, 2, 3. This is, the idea of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, ready or not, here I come. That's basically the gist of this. It's a memory game of sorts where it's like, look at something now, now look away. Now look back, what has changed? Kind of point it towards kids. Let's take a look. The game comes with a whole bunch of wooden animals which are put into the bottom of the lid of the box actually. So you see you have pigs, horses, sheep, and cows. And each player is going to get a set of cards that shows those 4 animals exactly. So one player is going to go first, and that player is going to reach into here without looking and try to grab between 10 and 15 animals. They then hold them and drop them on the table. All right, so I'm going to move these into the screen a little bit, but you have to drop them on the table. If they did not get within that range, now there are 11 animals here, but if they didn't, someone can call it out and be like, nope, there's fewer than 10 or more than 15, at which point that person gets a point who called it out, and the person has to put them all back in and draw it out and do it again. If you mess up 3 times in a row, then it's just the next player's turn. Once this happens, then everyone looks at them, they close their eyes. The person who dropped the animals is going to turn over the top card, and it's going to tell them to do something. So each of these are going to tell you to do something. If it shows a minus sign, you take a cow out of the picture. If it says this switch sign, it means I switch a cow and a sheep, like that. If it shows this, that means I add a pig to the thing. And if it shows move, I just move something from one spot to another, the cow. Once you've done that, everyone else will open up their eyes, and then you'll tell them what you've done, not the animal, but you'll say, I added an animal, I took an animal away, I moved an animal, I switched 2 animals. Everyone else then picks which one they think. Okay, you added a pig, am I correct or not? If you're correct, you get a point, and if no one is correct, then the person who dropped everything gets a point. If you say switch 2 animals, they have to put in 2 animals to put down. So that's basically how the game is going to be played. You can play an easier variant of it if you are playing with younger kids, so that just basically put animals in or out. And either way, you're going to keep going until everyone has had a chance to drop the animals, and whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. The components for this game are fine. These are the same animals that are used in every single game. These, I think, they're way too thin, honestly. They're little thin point tokens. I'm not a big fan of them. The cards themselves come in multiple colors, and there's enough for a lot of people to play. The other cards themselves are pretty easy to understand. I mean, maybe at the first time you have to explain it, but it's pretty easy. Plus means add something. That means move something. That means switch. And some of them mean subtract, whatever it is. And the other side looks fine. Everything is pretty good. I do like the fact that the box itself, looks like a nice field inside. So decent components, except these victory point chits are a little too chintzy. The thing is I'm not such a huge fan of this game for a few reasons. One, there's already several kids games out there where something's missing, something's moved, you figure out what it is, and they have nice big chunky components. This doesn't. Those little components are cool and they're neat for adults. For kids, they don't work so well. Also, this game is just so easy. Because you have to tell the person what you've done. That seems like an odd rule to have. Why not just say, figure it out? Did you switch to? Did you add something? But when you say, I subtracted something, you can likely get it. The person who drops it almost never gets a point. Because they'll say something to the effect of, when I look at the animals, there are 4 animals. So I look at them like 3 sheep, 4 pigs, 5 cows. Oh, time to close my eyes. Okay, I didn't count the horses, but I know the other 3 animals. I put them back on. I added something. 3 sheep, 4 pigs. Oh, there's 5 pigs. Never mind, it's pigs. It's not hard, even for kids. Now, for little kids, maybe. But the game has, rules to make it easier for little kids. And then the little kids with those little point tokens, it just doesn't, the components don't seem to match this. The artwork sure is colorful. And then the whole, you need to grab between 10 and 15 and drop them on the table. That's crazy without looking. It's just not a fun thing. No one's like, oh, I grabbed 9. Ah, you grabbed 1 less. Okay, I can feel them. I can kind of make sure I grab between 10 and 15. That's kind of an odd rule. It just doesn't work in the game situation at all. I wasn't impressed with that rule. So the game looks okay. It's nice. It's cute. I'm not going to say that it's a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's just, that's it. There's nothing really here that really grabs me. It's a little too easy, and yet at the same time doesn't seem like it's really marketed as a kid's game per se. So it kind of fits in that that Netherlands of like, who's going to play this? I don't know. And the end result is probably nobody. Dice Tower Judgment, there's just really nothing special here.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.